So if you have, in the past, created threads of silk, you have a very nice silk sweater now. But if you have been knitting barbed wire, itchy. Okay? So you have to decide what you want to do with it now, you know? You want to keep on knitting barbed wires forever? Or you want to recycle it? Because even barbed wires can be recycled. As far as mine is concerned, you can do it. If you really want it. Okay? So body, speech, and mind will work together. Now there is another level where you can see body, speech, and mind, or this sort of joint venture. Okay, I mentioned body is pretty much like earth, and mind is pretty much like space. If we put it in Buddhist terms, we would say form and emptiness. Form and emptiness are different, right? Form is form, emptiness and emptiness, and never the twain shall meet. Okay? But actually, there is a connection, like sort of checkpoint Charlie, you know, between East and West, you know. And in Berlin, now maybe they don't have it anymore, but they had this checkpoint Charlie, very famous point, between East and West. And these are the subtle energies. It doesn't truly belong to the form. It doesn't truly belong to the formlessness, but it's connected with both. It's a connecting space. Now, if you look at your thought processes, they follow the same structure. First, you have formlessness. You have openness. If you observe how your thoughts pop up, you know, well, it requires a little bit of training, because most of the time you realize you've been thinking 10 years after. Okay? So that's why we need to meditate a little bit, so that we can be in the freshness of the instant. But when you are able to do that, one-pointedly be on the freshness of the instant, you can really see how it happens, you know, the big bang of your thoughts. First, there is spaciousness. Mind is at rest. There's nothing. But mind being at rest doesn't mean that nothing is possible. Because mind, as I say, is like a matrix. It's a spacious creativity. So it's open. It is like the mother Buddha, in a way. You know, all possibility are within this spaciousness, this openness. Yet, at this point, still formless. And then there is a sort of percolation. You cannot say properly it is a thought at this moment. You know, it's like in a creative process. I don't know if some of you are artists, you know. There is a moment where you have to make space in your mind. You have to actually give up the idea of being an artist, of producing a masterpiece. If you're obsessed by that, nothing will happen, right? So you have to let this spaciousness, you shouldn't be afraid of it. You shouldn't be afraid of the white piece of paper or canvas or the room if you're a dancer. So just embrace formlessness. Relax there. And then there's something, you know. And as an artist, you are impatient because you would like to see the form coming out, you know. But you know this is like a magma, this is like a volcano, you know. It's not truly something yet, but it's the beginning of something. And this is a moment where you can be frustrated because you want to get out of this formlessness that somehow you see it as dull or plain, neutral, nothing, which is not true actually, because it is a matrix that all the potentials, all the possibles are there. The best and the rest, samsara and nirvana, both. Conditioned existence and confusion and stupidity and the transcendence of it, brilliant sanity of enlightenment. Everything is contained within this formlessness. And then you feel that things are boiling. So as a creator, I don't mean God, huh? I mean as an artist, you feel that something is coming. It's like a birth process almost, right? coming, and then suddenly something shoots up, pops up, and then you're in the world of form. You have a thought, you have a vision, your senses, you hear, you smell, you touch, you think, you taste. Your 6 senses are now producing something that is tangible, that has a certain number of characteristics you can describe. So you're in the world of form. This is the body. The matrix, formlessness, this is the mind at rest. And this moment of percolation, these are the prana, the subtle energy. This is the speech. So when you look at your thought process, you can see body, speech, and mind. You can see the formlessness, the percolation of a subtle, it belongs to the form and belongs to the formless. Subtle movement, energy. And then you can see the form coming from that. And actually, if you look carefully, you realize there's a continuum. It's like the ocean at rest, even, sort of stirred up by the moon energy. And then you got the wave, and then you got the break, and then you got the surfer. Okay? So, but it's the same ocean. The same old thing. Whether it is at rest, in the formlessness, or producing a wave, foam, a break, form. It is the same ocean. And in the moment of creation, this moment of percolation, it's the same ocean. So actually you realize that whether your mind is at rest or in the creation, gestation and production, it is the same mind. And actually form comes from emptiness. And emptiness, and form is nothing else but emptiness. And emptiness is not nothingness. Emptiness, that's why I use the word matrix, because all the potentials are contained within that. So emptiness is not different from form.